All right. Happy Friday. Welcome back to another SLG meetup. My name is Alvaro and I'm very happy to have you all here today because we have our special guest, Christopher Gialanella. He's the group publisher at Modern Luxury in SoCal, where all the good stuff is at. So they are the largest, luxury network media in the country, in the US. So they have amazing connections. They work with multiple brands and what he's doing is phenomenal. So it's going to be sharing a little bit about his background and how he's helping multiple brands in the luxury space connect and stand out.
Good morning.
Chris, my friend,
How are
what's
you?
going on? How are you?
Good. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's
It's early in LA, right?
8:12 a.m. in LA on a Friday.
Listen, I appreciate your time. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for being here today. How are
of
you?
course. Let
How
me
are things
adjust
in
my
LA?
camera. Everything has to just look so right? So there we go. Can you
Looking
see the beautiful
phenomenal.
magazine behind me?
Uh, oh,
Is that
come
coming
on.
through?
I love it.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's our girl, Chrissy Teigen.
There you go.
Chrissy Teigen, who's married to John Legend.
Yeah.
She's our cover star from, I think that was 2016, maybe. I think that's when it was. So
I love it.
anyway, thought I had something beautiful for this Friday.
I love it. I think that brings the whole tone into it because, Chris, I
Yeah,
mean, you are among all celebrities working with multiple luxury brands, and you are obviously in where all the good stuff is at, SoCal. So Palm
that's
Springs,
what
Orange
everybody
County,
says, right?
Los Angeles. Come on. Not bad there, huh?
So it's funny. I've been in LA since 1994, so half my life. So now I finally consider myself to be a true Angelino.
There we
So
go.
there you
There we
go.
go.
So yeah, I'm
But
originally from
but
New Jersey, and then I
exactly.
made my way out west, and now I'm here to stay. I think. Who knows?
For
Maybe we can
now,
have.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, Chris, I was making a quick intro about yourself because you're the group publisher for Modern Luxury, one of the largest luxury media networks in the whole country. And obviously, you have lots of magazines under, like Angelo right there. So, I wanted to say, because you are currently making out of this media such an important thing, because more and more these days, you need to be present and you need to get exposure and you need to be able to connect with the audience. And you guys do it in a very unique and sexy way. So, how did you end up at Modern Luxury and making it so successful?
Yeah. Well, thank you, by the way, for the nice intro. So basically, my role here is I'm the group publisher here in Southern California for LA and Orange County and Palm Springs. So we've got a few different titles under our belt. So in LA, we've got the Angelino brand, the LA Confidential brand, we've got the Palm Springs brand, and we have the Riviera brand down in Orange County. And then we do home design. We do a home design magazine called California Interiors, and then we do a
Mhm.
California Weddings magazine. So, the brands all speak for themselves. And underneath each brand, we've got print, which is our magazines. We've got digital opportunities. We've got experiential when it comes to events and connecting consumers with some of the businesses. We've got a PR element, obviously, with editorial. So that's really my role, is to oversee all these different aspects of the business. I started back in 2000. It was a really interesting story. My girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, brought a copy of this magazine home and said, "You should call the gentleman who's the publisher of that magazine." So I did. His name, our original founder, was Michael Kong. And I called Michael Kong, and he literally had me come in, and I said, I
No way.
understand salespeople, because I was interested in sales. And I said, I understand salespeople get paid commission, so you really have nothing to lose. So give me a shot. So next thing you know, I'm sitting next to him in his office, because we were, tiny but mighty then. And I, learned a lot. And really, it was pretty much walking up and down the street, meeting potential businesses and building relationships. And the funny thing, Alvaro, is I do the same thing now. I'm still doing the same thing 20 years later, where I'm knocking on doors, making phone calls, and just connecting businesses with like-minded businesses and businesses with consumers. And we've been very successful in that, because we're able to get a nice audience engaged with our advertisers and with our content.
Absolutely. You guys have over 60 million, right? That are currently engaged with your content. I
Yeah,
really
we have got 88 titles. So we're very busy people.
the way that you are connecting with the communities and showcasing really nice high-end content is what really brings people into these stories away from that negativity that we are all living. And I see that you also have a show hanging with Chris where you bring also interesting people to talk about their brands
Yeah,
and
obviously, I think we're all kind of finding new ways to. I think the word that I'm hearing a lot is pivot. So you're finding new ways to connect. And I feel, Alvaro, am I saying your name correctly?
you're saying perfectly.
Okay. I feel, Alvaro, that right now with Zoom and all this, everyone virtual, you have more of an opportunity to connect with people. Because let's say the pandemic never happened. Would you and I have connected like this? Maybe, maybe
Probably,
not. I
probably
don't know.
not. Probably not. Who
So I
knows?
feel I started doing this Hanging In with Chris show to really give my advertisers, my friends, really a platform to be able to talk about what was happening, in the world. And I think it provided some really cool content. Had some really interesting people on there from local business owners. Obviously, in the beginning, I had some restaurant owners who were really suffering during the pandemic in the beginning, where their restaurants were shut down. So it gave them a platform to talk about, their delivery service and how they were protecting, they're protecting us with how they were utilizing different ways of wiping down their menus and, making sure it was safe. Then I had, some celebrities, like I did something with Vanessa Williams, the legendary singer and actress. And Vanessa and I hosted a wine tasting, and it was really interesting. So, it's fun when you have the opportunities like this to kind of create fun, exciting things that are meaningful, because I like to do things that actually make sense.
I believe that when you have access to such a large network, you can do things with a purpose. And I wanted to ask you this because with the leverage that you have with modern luxury and bringing all this community together, how are you seeing the impact in the community?
It's interesting because certain businesses right now, I know in Southern California, real estate is doing very well. Home design is doing very well. So we're also seeing an uptick in local hospitality picking up, where people from Los Angeles are taking little vacations to Palm Springs or Orange County or San Diego. So we're seeing a lot of business kind of moving that way as well.
But Chris, with all the things that are happening, what are some of the stories that you are showcasing the most and that you see repeating right now?
So, we did something really interesting. When the pandemic hit, we wanted to really keep up with the times, because you couldn't really write about the best new restaurant or the best place to travel. So we literally threw our editorial calendar out for the month of May, because the pandemic hit in March and we had already gone to print with April. And so we decided to do our first ever Hope issue, which was an opportunity for us to create sort of a, honoring the heroes on the front line type issue. So we literally had about 25 individuals who were doing great things during the pandemic, to also let our advertisers feel like we're there to support. We had thank you messages. And, normally modern luxury, we want to get people away from the news and what's happening, but we felt like, we had to do this because really we wanted to make sure that we were represented in a way and to show that we really do care about what's happening around us.
Amazing. No, I can definitely see that because I follow you guys and what you guys are doing is phenomenal. Now, with all these different brands that you're working, different businesses in the luxury space, how do you see the transition of what we call luxury moving forward?
Yeah, I think luxury could be defined in so many different ways. I mean, for me, luxury is connection, luxury is community, luxury is building your brand. And, I think the very wealthy people are still going to spend. I think they still have the money to spend. So in our sector, we see it continuing. So, that's the good part of our business, that I think people will start getting out and traveling again, hopefully in, Q2 of 2021. So we're already starting to see an uptick, and we've been actually keeping track of what's happening in China with the economy and how people are buying, Hermes scarves and Gucci bags. And, so our business kind of represents that model as well.
Well, I think that's a good way of looking at it, and well explained, because it's very important that also the luxury relates to communities, because when you are part of a community and you help each other with a bigger purpose, there's always good things ahead. So I think that you have access to one of the largest, media networks in the whole country.
Yeah.
So I think that looking at that bigger purpose is always important.
And one of the great things, Alvaro, of what we do is, let's say you're a store in Rodeo Drive, right? You're Harry Winston, for example.
Mm-hmm.
We partner a lot with these luxury brands because it gives them an opportunity to get local people into their stores or local people involved in what they're doing. So that's the beauty of what Modern Luxury does, is we provide local access to a high net worth of consumers within an integrated area. So, obviously the markets we're in, we capture the very wealthy. So also like down in Orange County and like South Coast Plaza, is a mecca of shopping destination. They've been closed. They've reopened and they closed again. Obviously, they're at minimal capacity of who can go there, but we're able to capture a stronger audience of the right people to get in there. Because Modern Luxury is not about how many, we're about who many. So we're always going to continue to kind of keep that mold of our audience.
Definitely, definitely. And if you were having a conversation with somebody that is looking to expand their business in the luxury space and take advantage of this new wave of digital media that everybody's into, what will be your number one suggestion?
Yeah, so obviously, the days of just selling a print page in a magazine are, far and few between. So we like to sell packages. So whenever I meet with a customer, we really, for me, it's always like a first date. You're asking so many questions to figure out if it makes sense to continue this relationship, right? So that's how we really we do an analysis of their business.
You said it right there, delivering the message and gaining brand equity, because right now it's more important than ever to really gain that piece of market into your customers' ideal scenario on your brand, because right now there is so many options out there. So it's who delivers better the message and consistently in a well-branded way. Now, in a more personal level, what will be beautiful success in your eyes?
For me, I think you kind of nailed it. I mean, success, I think for me right now is time and family, and having the opportunity to spend a lot of time with your family, because I don't know how your personal and your business life is, but for me, I'm out a lot at events and meeting people and connecting people, where sometimes my family, I don't want to say comes second, but sometimes it's sort of the nature of our business. But this time is giving me the opportunity to really spend a lot of time. So I think success for me is really being able to be with your family and having the access and the opportunities to do that.
I mean, you said, yes, you did perfectly. At the end of the day, when you build a business that fuels your passion, everything comes natural. And as long as your vehicle is part of the element that is going to drive you through your lifestyle, your family is in the mix. So it's all combined. You said it well, right. And look, I do appreciate your time, but if somebody wants to reach out to you to work together or do something with you, where can they find you?
Well, easily, I mean, obviously on Instagram, my handle's at Christopher Gia, and shoot me a DM. I respond to everybody, literally. So feel free to send me a DM and you'll hear from me, and I'll kind of direct you in the right route, whether you want to do anything in Los Angeles or any of our other markets. I'll steer you in the right way. Or you could, go to our website. You can go to modernluxurymedia.com. You can have an opportunity to see all of the magazines that we do. So anyway, that's the best way to contact me.
No, I'm very glad that we got to connect, Chris. It's always a pleasure. And, if I think of somebody that is like the global connector, or I will say the local expert with the global reach, that'll be you. So I'm glad that you joined us today.
Well, I'm going to have you on my show so I could ask you a lot of questions.
Oh, there we go. Let's do it. Happy to do so. But no, so I look forward to seeing you in California, or whether you come down to Miami. Pleasure as always. And Chris, we'll be in touch.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Say hi to Fletcher. All right, guys. That's it. That was Chris. Really nice guy, well connected, and helping connect with the most interesting audiences. So I'm very happy that you guys were able to be part of this. And thank you all for tuning in as always. So have a beautiful weekend. And as I always say, keep the beautiful success in life. Bye bye.